get something to get something you never had, do something you've never done. I said to get something you never had, do something you've never done. To get something you've never had,
Repeated it like.
do something you've never done.
Now, what if you want to do something that you've never done, but you want to get something that you never had?
Don't try and confuse.
I'm just saying that I feel like that's just what we do. So, I mean, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. We're here to change your perspective
and elevate your mindset.
I don't know what it is. We ain't elevating, we ain't getting better. We want to get better every day. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all know we going to give you a new episode every Wednesday. Use a new game, a new mindset, new understanding. Just something new for you to digest, for you to really just sit on and relax with. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for sending it to your people and everybody that you want to see edified in some way, shape, or form. So y'all know what it is. Y'all know you got Roman here in the cut.
You got Joshua Austin. I got a couple names.
I don't know what he was saying.
I was about to go through my whole list.
But I appreciate y'all for even being on this journey with us to, really build a $100 million empire, really do something different, really be a positive beacon in the city and something different, and not only the city, not only the country, but the world, man. We ain't just doing this for the people that we're around, we're doing this for everybody. So just thank you so much for tuning in, man. Today's episode, I'm gonna let him introduce it because he was trying to confuse y'all at the beginning.
Y'all heard it. To get something you never had, do something you never did. Today's episode, to be different, do different. If you want to change the world around you and your environment, you first got to change yourself. That's really where it starts. It starts there and then it makes its way outwards. So yeah, if you hate the routine you're stuck in, if you hate the job you're in, if you hate the people you're around, your friends, if you hate how you spend your own time or how you think,
downtime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you hate something, you gotta change. You gotta do something different to get something else out of that outcome.
True. Which I think is in everything, man. If you don't like the girl you with, you gotta make a decision and change up something. You know what I'm saying?
Out.
Yeah, and I think that's the realest thing. I think a lot of people feel like they gotta stay stuck in whatever environment they're in, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to make that move. Ladies, if you don't like the person that you're with, you gotta make a move. You gotta do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, being around the same thing, and expecting a different result. So you gotta be able to make that decision. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be angry enough to make the decision. You know what I'm saying? We watch so many different shows, and I mean, somebody just put us onto Bar Rescue. And I mean, the biggest thing that we realized just watching it, because I think there's always a lesson in anything, in any show, in any program, or anything. And I mean, the biggest thing that we saw out of it was the beginning. The manager might not be, or the owner is not receptive to change, isn't receptive to.
Explain the show. I don't think that you know.
Bar Rescue is basically somebody comes in, the bar is dying, or like, it's like disgusting, nasty, whatever. And somebody that's an expert in rescuing bars and making sure that it's back to being profitable and being appealing comes in and helps out. It's like when they did the home renovation ones, Pit My Ride, those type of shows, you see what I'm saying? So, but what we realize is that like every single time the owner is not receptive to change. And that's the reason why they're in a failing business or in a failing situation, and a lot of times it's not taking onus and accountability on yourself and realizing that I'm the problem, I'm the issue, it really is me, and the thing is like, it's definitely hard to be able to take accountability and look at yourself and really be like, damn, I am the problem. And until they step out of that and really figure out that it is them ultimately, then the bar is being able to be rescued and be better and be profitable and actually make a difference. And you know what I mean? So I think learning that lesson is saying that, whatever environment you're in, if it's not working for you, man, change your environment, change your circumstance, change what you're around, change what you listen to, change what you be watching, change what you spend your time doing if you want to see something different happen in your life.
I agree. I think a big thing in that is that, and what you said is the mentality of understanding that everything that's happening around you is because of you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they said that's what turns boys to men. Understanding that every single decision that other people even make in your circle, in your environment, that affects you, of course, is on you. It's your decision. It's you have to bear responsibility because you're gonna reap the consequences.
Ultimately.
So ultimately, so you gotta understand that like it is what it is. You're in this situation. You've been led down a road because of past actions, but you can change right now and make the decision that past mistakes that you made won't continue on in the future. And yeah, you just have to like lock in. It's not an easy process whatsoever. A piece of you has to die. You have to kill off an old habit, old routine, something you love, something you're used to and comfortable with. Yeah.
Which is difficult. It's definitely difficult. It's definitely hard because like a lot of people don't have that understanding. I didn't have that whole understanding for a long time, so I can't even say other people.
I'm still in that. Like every day, it's like, what else is there to do? I think that's why life is really a journey in that sense, because you're never gonna be perfect. There's always things, even when you've accomplished certain things.
You got it all.
There's still more to do. You know, there's still things.
Which is hard, man. I don't know why that's the case. You know, like why are we so stubborn in that way?
It's not. I don't even think it's stubborn, because I think it's beautiful. Because I want to say who made it, but I don't. Kierkegaard. I don't know. He said that if human beings were on a beach sunny with nothing else to do, the first thing they would do is destroy everything just so they can have something to do.
Have something to find a fix.
It's in our nature to have something to do. No one likes. You would never watch a TV show with no drama. You would never tune into something where everything's going perfect, because we thrive off problems to solve, things to do, conflict. You know, it's in our nature. So, yeah, I don't fault it. I think a big lie we've been told as a kid was we're gonna work extremely hard till we're 40 and then retire.
Or 65,
yeah. And then retire. Life doesn't work like that. We have to have something to do. So it's like, when you choose your thing, don't choose it thinking it's just gonna be for this season. Choose it for the long haul and understand that like this is a life journey. You're gonna continue to keep going at it.
And a lot of people don't even get that ability to retire at 65 with the way life is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are just not afforded that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't even just think I'm just only doing this till then and I retire and I'm out of there. You know what I mean? You really gotta sit there and understand that, like, yo, if you don't make the change today, the best time to start was yesterday. The better time after that is today. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make the decision today, or else it's gonna be next year and you're gonna be like, damn, I'm in the same place. I think we all get there. I think we all feel like that in some area of our life where it's like, damn, I'm in the same, but you really aren't. You know what I'm saying? You really aren't.
You are.
You are,
it's
but I'm saying truth, you're really not in the same, because all those lessons that you learned, if you were,
I hear that.
if you're putting in the work, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
it's still lessons. You might not be at your goal, but that doesn't mean you're in the same place. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that put in the work, that really get to it, that really, you know what I'm saying, do what they have to do, and are constantly day in, day out putting in that work. But the problem is that hard work does not guarantee you success. Really and truly, you know what I'm saying? If that's the case, then everybody that puts in that 40 years should have so much to be able to offer the next generation or offer themselves. But I don't think hard work is what makes you just successful. You can't just work hard and it's like, damn, well, I worked hard so I can hang my hat. It's like there's so many more components. We realize we're homebodies, so it's like, yo, but if we want to be in a space that's more social, we gotta be different and we gotta be more social. So we gotta start going to events. We gotta start moving and not acting different because we're always gonna be us, but maneuvering different in different spaces because of what our goals are. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we had a goal that was an individual sport and it was something like tennis, where it's like I can't depend on nobody, then hey, it's just you. You gotta put in that time by yourself. But you can't be playing football and thinking it's an individual sport, because it's everybody that needs to come together as a team. There's other components. There's other ways and other things that you got to do, you know what I mean, to be successful. And I just think that's life. I think life is one big game. And the problem is that we feel like we sometimes have to isolate all the time to be able to be successful in life. But I'll be honest with you. The reason why, and I know the people that get to where they got to get to, they put in hard work. They put in hours more than anybody else. But the connections that they make, the people that they've been able to associate themselves with and have deep connection and fellowship with, helps them to propel past other people that might have, quote unquote, just worked hard. You know what I'm saying? The ability to be likable. My mentors told me, like, it's like, yo, like, we look at people that are college grads and are university grads, and those are amazing things, but Can I be stuck with you for 15 hours in a day to put in some work, or 8 hours a day to put in some work, whatever that is? Do I even like you? Are you a likable person, or are you that person that just reclutes themselves into a corner and isn't somebody that I want to be able to go to a game with or whatever? Like that's society nowadays. Everybody has a level of intelligence. So it's like, what else do you bring to the table? What else is there? And sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone and do something different to be able to get to what you want to get to. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? There's always more that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel depending on the industry that you're in, you're gonna, no matter what, gonna be pushed into a situation where it's not all gonna be things that you enjoy doing. You know, you're always gonna, whether you are an introvert, you're gonna have to be, maybe you're in a space where you have to be extroverted. There's always that two sides of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're extroverted, you're gonna have to be an introvert. You're gonna have to say no to the party, say no to going out, and you're gonna have to lock in. You know, like you're gonna have to play those both sides, and you're gonna have to constantly do something outside of your comfort zone, do something you don't normally do to get something you never actually had. So it's just understanding, like, most people just switch over once they face that thing. I have to do this thing that I don't want to do, even though it's gonna lead me to the place I want to go. I'm just gonna dub the whole project. But it's understanding that you might think choosing the next thing now is okay, this is gonna work. It's the same roadblock. It meets you everywhere, and it's how the game works, how life works. It is testing you to see, do you really want this thing, or are you just chatting like everyone else? So you're gonna face something you don't want to do on this road to what you're chasing. So it's just understanding that this is just another test. Is this something I'm willing to stomach to go and reach the heights that I want to reach? So either way, like, it's an unavoidable thing where it's like
conundrum.
You can be in any industry and you're gonna face, whether that's coworkers you don't like, but you gotta do something you never did to get something you never had. And it's understanding.
That's the hardest part, man. It really is the people you have around you. It really is like when I heard something when they really said you spend more time with your coworkers than you spend with your family. That messed me up, but it's like, it's the truth. And that's why it makes sense that, you know, you gotta be a likable person. I think that's the base thing in our society nowadays.
It's tough about being likable, because it's like,
you gotta be a likable person.
Depending on what you're doing.
You have to be a likable person. You can't give me an industry that somebody's in that being likable isn't a plus.
I mean, think about it. If I'm hiring someone and one person's likable
and another person isn't,
does his job.
Nah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Both of them are still doing it, but one's more personable, one's more likable.
To get something you never had.
No, just keep going.
You have to do something you never did.
We just gonna keep going. Just video cut out, but at the end of the day, yeah, I think you need to be likable, have some type of likable quality, and I think that's just the day and age that we're in, where at the end of the day, people like people that are likable. Not everybody has to like you, but you want somebody that's likable. You want somebody that's just like that. And I know we're going off topic, but I just think that's where it goes, when it's like to be something that you never did. If you're one of those people that are recluded and don't like to be around and introverted, I get it. Trust me, we're homebodies. Like, we went to one event, you know what I'm saying, in the city. Like, it's just, I went to one event in the city. It was even weird, like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, because of our goals, because of what we want to do, we understand that we got to be outside a little bit more. And it doesn't mean you got to be wilding, but it means that you got to be outside of your shell, outside of your environment, outside of your element.
Do what we've never done.
Do what you've never done if you wanna get something that you never had before, you know. So that's just how we think it is. But I mean, you let us know in the comments. Tell us how you feel. If you think that you really gotta get out your body to be able to get something and be different, you know what I mean, have a different response. We want to hear from you, because I think this is not only a community, but it's a family. So as much as we talk and we try to give you guys game and a new mentality or a new mindset, we also want to hear from you guys and let us know where we might be off, or where you see it differently. What's your perspective on it? You know what I mean? So you guys let us know. Tell us how you feel. But at the end of the day, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. Like I said, we're here to change your perspective.
Elevate your mindset.
So at the end of the day, I hope that you've been elevated. I hope that you want to share it with your best friend, your boyfriend, your nigga down your street, your sneaky link. Hey, fellas, if you want to share it with your girl, you know what I'm saying, let them know, hey, you got to be different. It's whatever it is, but just know at the end of the day, that we love you, that we're proud of you, and I promise you that we're praying for you. I just want to see you be great. We just want to see you be better. So keep fighting to be better. Y'all know what it is. Perspective Pod.